What up, Kings? Hope you're well. In this video, I want to talk about how the hustle culture in the United States will impact the advertising business and programmatic. Now, before I jump into this video, I want to say greetings from Zimbabwe. If you ever get a chance to travel, I encourage you guys to consider traveling to Zimbabwe. For some context, Zimbabwe is on the southern part of Africa, right next to South Africa, right above South Africa. The reason why I encourage you to consider Zimbabwe is because it is very similar to South Africa in some of the things that you can get access to here, and there is no crime, unlike South Africa. I still love South Africa. If you want somewhere where the nature is incredible, the food is not that good, but the nature is incredible, the people are friendly, hospitable, then I absolutely encourage you to consider visiting Zimbabwe. And don't you worry, I'm going to be showing you around as I go around the country and showing you how beautiful this country is. But for the sake of this video, let's talk about the hustle culture that is so prominent in the United States, that has been prominent in the United States for quite some years now. I think at this point in 2025, it's fair to say that most people are operating on fumes right now. We are in the burnout hour, okay? The thing about travel is that you get so much perspective that some of you guys that are stuck in one place do not get. I'm able to see how people in different parts of the world behave as I travel from country to country to country. And I would say right now, the hustle culture in the United States is not sustainable anymore here in 2025. And here's why. With the cost of living, with the inflation, it's just making things so much worse. It was different 4 or 5 years ago, before hyperinflation, before the cost of living was out of control. So the hustle culture was kind of sustainable. This meant that if you hustled, you could find a way out. You could find a way out and save enough money to be able to sustain yourself and make a decent living. But now, it does not matter how much you hustle, because by the time you finish hustling, the money you've made in that hustling is not enough to survive anymore because of inflation. Your purchasing power keeps getting eroded year over year, month over month. And it's just not a sustainable situation anymore. What's sad is I see a lot of people that are very delusional still in the United States. And people don't want to talk about this, but on this channel, we like to keep it real. There's so many people who are delusional who think that men and women are the same. And that's really unfortunate. Let me explain to you why I think this is really unfortunate. A woman cannot hustle as much as a man can hustle. It's just not possible. I speak from experience from working with my wife, and my wife is actually my business partner right now. As we work together, I pick up on her pace of work and what she's capable of doing and what I'm capable of doing. And we're not too far apart in terms of age. She's just a few years younger than I am, and she's relatively fit, she eats good, she's healthy. But she has to juggle the work and family at the same time because we got 2 kids. And I know that I can out-compete her in terms of productivity. The things that she can do, I can do probably 5 to 10 times more. And I'm probably 5 to 10 times more productive than she is. When I hear people saying that, oh, women can do all the things that men can do, that's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie. Even when you travel the world, you see the differences so clearly. I don't know what it is about the United States that they think that they're special, that the women in the United States are vastly different from the women all across the globe, all these countries that I go to. No, women are the same everywhere. They don't want to be hustling like a man. Working is not fun. For some of us men, we have to hustle because we have no choice. We have to support our families. That's why we hustle so much. That's why we're always on the go. And we're built different, is the point. We're not the same. More and more females are getting into roles that were traditionally done by men. I'm talking about even things like truck driving. That's a traditionally male job. And even some of the things that I'm talking about right now are gonna sound kind of controversial, but I really don't care because I don't understand how somebody can think that whole hustle culture is sustainable in the long term, because you will burn out trying to do things that a man can do. driving trucks. There are guys that can drive trucks for 30 years with no brakes and keep going and keep going. But I don't know if women can do that. I just don't see it. Maybe a few women can do it, but the vast majority of women cannot do that. And quite frankly, they don't want to do that. I also see ladies driving UPS trucks, driving Amazon trucks. Okay, that's a much easier job than driving, let's say, long-haul trucks, interstate trucks. Also, a lot of these ladies have no choice now because they got to make a living, because the cost of living is so out of control right now. In the past, if you look at 20, 30 years ago, these were roles that were done mostly by men, and the ladies also had their roles. Things are so bad in the United States right now. I'm even seeing, even on LinkedIn, there's a guy that is profiting off of people burning out. Hey, it's capitalism. What can I say? Shout out to him. He's making money. What's interesting about this hustle culture and this burnout is that men are starting to pick up on what's really going on. And they've been picking up on it for quite some years, but now it's reaching critical mass. The trend that I'm seeing now is there's a lot of guys that would rather not play that game. So they'll probably choose to hustle for maybe 5 years, live very cheap. Because the thing about us men is we're very different from women. We don't need very much to survive. I was watching a clip on, I think it was Instagram, where this Japanese guy was living in his car and he only made $1,000 a month. And he was living a life of luxury and comfort, a simple life of luxury and comfort. And he seemed to be so comfortable. When I went to the comments section of that video, all the guys were saying, oh man, this guy's living the life. But the women were shaming the guy, calling him a loser. Meanwhile, the guys were admiring him. What does this mean? Men, we don't need very much to survive. So even if a guy is making $3,000 a month and he's living out of his truck or camper, and his expenses are probably $1,000 a month, maybe for food, a few bills here, a phone bill, his Wi-Fi, and gas, insurance. He can pocket the other $2,000, save, and then before you know it, within about 2-3 years, he's amassed probably a little fortune, maybe like 50 G's. And once he's saved up at like 50,000, he goes to YouTube and looks up a couple of YouTube videos because he's got all this free time, because guys are not getting married anymore and guys are not getting into relationships. He just goes to YouTube, consumes a bunch of information, a bunch of content about guys doing videos out of Southeast Asia, guys doing content out of Africa like I am, and we're talking about how to live on the cheap out here. When I'm here, my meals are costing me $2 per meal. I just finished my lunch, it cost me $2. So I can survive a very long time on 50 G's. Not only that, the rent here is super cheap. When men in the United States are seeing this kind of content, they're like, wait a minute, I'm getting scammed out here. Men are deductive problem solvers and logical thinkers. Eventually, they're gonna figure out they're getting played out here. They're gonna watch Mufado's video or a bunch of other content creators out there, which there are hundreds of them now. They're gonna get all the game. Oh, this is how you do it, this is how you do it. Right now, I have people on my Instagram hitting me up like, hey Mufado, listen, I need to come where you are. Can you let me know how I can do that? Now I'm the plug. I'm like, okay, cool, this is how you do it. I give them the game because my value is up now. And this is how a lot of men are making money out here. But the ladies are not like that, because the ladies tend to get comfortable and they need more stuff. They need this, they need to get their nails done, they need to get their hair done. But us guys, we don't need all that. We don't need all that. You're gonna see a mass exodus, which is already happening right now in the job market, where guys are tired of being laid off. And I've done a video already about how this job market is a pump and dump, complete pump and dump. And all these guys are just gonna dip, especially the top performers, the high IQ guys, the logical guys. That is going to leave the crash dummies. The low IQ guys, the crash dummies. You might say, how do you know this, Mufado? Because I know what I'm talking about. I was born in this country, and the same thing happened in this country 25 years ago. And I left this country 25 years ago because things were falling apart over here. That's why I went to the US, so I can find better opportunity out there. That's how men think. We're deductive problem solvers. We're logical thinkers. So 25 years ago, I said to myself, why should I put up with this garbage? The wages are low. They treat you like garbage. Now they don't treat me like garbage because my stock is up right now. Now I'm the king, baby. I'm the king. But yeah, I get treated real nice now. But 25 years ago, it wasn't like that. I was treated like garbage because I was at the bottom, but I left. I don't want to put up with that. The world is vast. A lot of countries right now are already caught up with the United States of America in terms of infrastructure, in terms of quality of life. In fact, I would even say a lot of countries are far ahead of the United States in terms of quality of life. And technology too, we're pretty much at the same level. We just got Starlink in this country of Zimbabwe last year in 2024. Starlink. And I got Starlink in my village now. Can you imagine that? The impact on the advertising business and programmatic in general is that it's going to be very difficult for a lot of companies, whether it's agencies or brands, to get access to the top talent. So when I left this country 25 years ago, only people who were complacent, lazy, or who didn't have the resources that I had at the time to leave remained. The impact I see right now is going to be the same that the United States is going to face. It's only a matter of time. What's going to start to happen is the labor force is going to become very unproductive. We're already seeing it right now. People are doing the bare minimum because they're burnt out, completely burnt out. I go to a grocery store, I go to any spots, the customer service is garbage. And it's not like they're stupid. No, they're not stupid. They just don't want to be bothered because they know they're not going to get paid enough. So the people that are actually making good money, that have the best customer service, are the ones that are hustling on their own. For example, I purchased some fruit in a grocery store and I went to the cashier to get checked out. The cashier had an attitude. I had to ask her 3 times what the cost was, and then she'd be like, it's so and so, and she whispered it. Then I said, I need to go get something, and then she's like, oh, it's over there. She gave me an attitude. Oh, it was a horrible experience. And I said to myself, you know what, I'm not gonna purchase fruit from that grocery store anymore. They could give me an attitude. I didn't have to put up with it. Instead, what I did, this is a beautiful thing about Africa, and I think this is coming to the United States. In the Airbnb that I'm staying, there's a lady that sells fruit right outside the gate. As soon as I got out the gate, I walked up to her. She had the best customer service. Oh my God. We chatted for like 10 minutes. She was like, oh, where you from? You know, she had a great attitude. She started telling me about how she's selling fruit and she lives in a village in the eastern part of the country. And by the way, the eastern part of this country is so gorgeous. I'm gonna go over there and shoot some content out there and just chill out there and tune out. But yeah, she has a farm out there and she invited me to her village where she harvests this fruit. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give her all my money. Now she's getting all my money for all my fruit. This is what's gonna come to the United States, guys. In order for you to convince somebody to work for your brand or your agency, you're gonna have to outright beg them. You're gonna start having to beg, oh please, can you come and work? Because people are not gonna wanna work anymore. And it's already happening right now. So a lot of businesses in America, including agencies, brands, are gonna get affected. Productivity and customer service. It's coming. It's coming. People behave the same everywhere. There's no exceptions. So ultimately, the top talent, as they escape this unsustainable situation, they're just gonna go out there to Southeast Asia, go somewhere chill, relax. They didn't have to work that hard. They probably live on their savings. You know, truck drivers are making a ton of money now. So you're gonna start to see truck drivers, for example, just coming to do seasonal work. There's gonna be a lot of seasonal American workers coming back home to do seasonal work and then going right back out to Southeast Asia. That's the trend. That is gonna be the norm. I hope you got some value from this video. If you're interested in working with the best, this means that if you're looking to run some online campaigns, connected TV, mobile, YouTube, online video, display, we got you. We'll do all the strategy for you. We'll do all the creative for you, display and video. We'll activate it for you. Schedule time. I'll put a link in the description of this video. I'll talk to you soon.